Overriding is the common way to implement runtime polymorphism. So runtime polymorphism means that polymorphism will be decided at the runtime. Means which method will be called at the runtime, that is decided on the condition. Means if two classes have the same name method and the signature of that method will be same, so at the runtime it is deciding which method is called, because all the classes within a overriding concept have the different overridden method. So in that case, it is depending on the condition to allocate the memory of which class. Okay, so let me show you. So this is the basic example. You can see here. This is the employee class, and which have these properties: ID, name, salary, date of birth, and have one method, that is calculate salary. Okay, so if a method is marked as a virtual, so this method will name as a virtual method. Okay, so why this is important? So if a method will be marked as a virtual method, then the child class of that class can give the overridden method of this one. Means that class can have their own kind of structure of that method, means the definition of the method, or they can use the parent class method. Okay, so let me show you what I'm saying. So I'm creating the same like this one. Okay, another class. So that name will be public class, and I'm providing the name part-time employee. Okay, this is the class, and within that same method will be available. Okay, so here you can see part-time employee also have the calculate salary method, and which will be overridden. So override keyword will be there, and in this case I am this one. Okay, so I am providing the overridden functionality of this one. Okay, so now this will also inherit the employee class. You can see here. Okay, so now the employee is the base class and the child class will be part-time employee. Okay, so now the part-time employee class can have their own method. Means the calculate salary method is the common method between these two classes, but this one have their own definition. Okay, because I have provided the override, so it means it is overridden the concept of or the functionality of the parent class method. Okay, so here I'm going to create another class. Okay, so that will be full-time employee. Okay, and the salary of this method will be different. Okay, so it means the definition will be different. So now you can see here. Okay, so these two classes, part-time and full-time, both inheriting the employee class. Okay, so both type of employee have their own kind of structure, salary structure. So their salary calculation will be different. Okay, so in that case this method will be used in these two classes, because these are the child classes. So if they don't want to implement or give the overridden method of this method, so in that case this method will be called, means the parent class method will be called. Otherwise they can use their own method. Okay, so here you can see, if I mark any method as a virtual, then the child class of that class can give the overridden method. So now if this will not provide an override method of the calculate salary, then this class, means part-time class employee, okay, can use the base class calculate salary method. Okay, so let me prove this one. So I am going to create within this one a method. Okay, the main method. Okay, so within this I'm going to create the object of the employee. Okay, but I'm now you can see I'm allocating the memory to the employee class, means that is a base class, this one. Okay, now I'm going to run and put the debugger on every method. Okay, now I'm running this one. So it is decided at the runtime which method will be called. So see, first I need to call the method. Okay, so through the employee object dot, I'm calling the calculate salary. Okay, method, and save that. Now again run this one. See, the employees calculate salary method will be called. Okay, so now I'm continuing this one. So it is displaying logging the output employee salary. So it means the base class method will be called. So if see, so now I'm going to allocate the memory or instantiate this one part-time employee. Okay, see, so here I am creating the object of the employee means base class, but instantiating or you can say the initializing the part-time employee means allocate the memory to the part-time employee class. Now if I'm saving this one and execute, then see part-time employee class calculate salary method is calling. Why? Because it have their own method definition, overridden method you can say. Okay, so this is now this is so object the object is the employee object. Okay, the same type of object, but I'm allocating the memory or you can say the initialize the part time of employee. So now it is calling this one. Now I'm continuing this one. See, this is displaying part time employee. Again, if I am allocating the memory for the full-time employee. Here you can see I am creating the object of the employee means the base class, but allocating the memory to the full-time employee. Okay, and save and then I am running this one. Then you can see Rebecca has come here at the full-time employee because I am allocating the memory full-time employee. Okay, so now this time because this class have their own overridden method. The same method will be there, but this is the overridden method. Okay, so this is calling. Now I am continuing this one. Then you can see full-time employee has been logged. Okay, so it means at the runtime it will be decide which method or which class method will be called because all these three classes have the same method. See, calculate salary, calculate salary. But the base class have the virtual method and all these two child classes have their own different type of method means the overridden method of the same method. Okay, so it means these two classes have their own definition for the same method. So this will be decided at the runtime. Runtime means I am creating the object of the employee but allocating the memory of the full time. So it means to which class you want to call. So it means if you allocate the memory for the part-time class or the full-time class or anywhere, any other class. Okay. So in that case, that method will be called at the runtime. So this will be decided. So I am calling the method. See, I am creating the object of the employee and calling just method calculate salary. Okay, but this method is available all these three classes. See, I'm just selecting, and if I'm go inside F12, then I'm moving here, calculate salary, because this is the object of the employee. But at the runtime, it is calling sometime this one, because I am allocating the memory to the child cassette conditionally. Okay, so this is known as a overriding concept and also known as a runtime polymorphism because it is decided at the runtime. And overriding means if more than two classes, or you can say that if two classes have the inheritance and both classes have the common or same method, their signature will be same, but they have their different type of definitions means the overridden method will be there. Then in that case it is known as a overriding concept. Okay, so don't be confused here. Overriding, runtime polymorphism, dynamic polymorphism all are the same. Okay, so if you have any question around this one, then you can ask me in the comment box and I'll give the answer for that. Okay, thanks for watching.